Hello everyone, this is Laura from Prequilt and I am here to show you how I designed Enveloped, the free quilt pattern that is available on our Prequilt website, as well as the quilt featured in Karen Brown's Just Get It Done Quilts YouTube channel. So thank you. The first thing to do would be to either log in or sign up. So here you can see we have a free account as well as a basic upgrade account. I'm just going to log into my account here and start designing my quilt. So this is our new dashboard, and the first step would just be to click on here to create new quilt, and it's going to open up the design application. It defaults to 10 by 10 rows and columns and 5-inch square blocks, and I'm going to just stick with that for now. If you wanted to change it, it would be down here with block size and grid size. And I am going to be working with the lovely HSTs. So I'm just gonna click on that and add them in. Save your work. I already have an idea of a shape I'd like to kind of work with made from HSTs. And I kind of just call it an envelope. And I really love the simplicity of HSTs and all the things that you can make with them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select these four. I'm going to right click and copy. And then I'm just going to start pasting them. So when you hover over the top left and paste, the rest of the blocks will follow suit. And just like that, I have 2 rows, which I can then highlight, right click, copy, and again, top left, paste. And pretty soon I'm going to have this very MC Escher-like looking quilt. Kind of reminds me of like when the fish turns into the frog or the bird turns into the fish. But for this quilt, I really would like to have a central focal point. So if I use the magic quad, what it's going to do is it's going to take the top left quadrant and it's going to reflect it into the top right. And then it's going to take the whole top and it's going to reflect it into the bottom, creating this nice central point. And I like how all these are kind of pointing towards it. Karen and I were both very fortunate and thankful to get some fabric from Paintbrush Studio. I really love their painter's palettes. It's gorgeous. It's just, the hand is so lovely. And I'm not saying that just because I got some free fabric. It's really nice. If you're in Canada and you're looking for the fabric, it is available from Higuelit Fabrics in St. Mary's, and as well from Pineapple Fabrics in the States. It's very affordable as well. It's very beautiful fabric. So I got Aquarius Cadet with some lighter blues. I also got Azure, and I'm going to create a new color tag here for the China blue that I have. And I also picked out some really fun yellow for my binding. So there you go. I have my new color tags, and once I changed the color tags over, it changed the colors of the quilt. So what I want to do is have some kind of highlighted feature up in the top left, top right quadrant. And I'm going to clone this HST, and then I'm going to edit it. You can come up and rename it too, right off the bat. And it shows you the different layers. So I'm going to click on the dark blue Cadet, and if I go to color tags, we can see here are the colors that I saved from before. And I'm going to change Cadet to China blue, and I'm going to say change to Azure. I save to the quilt, and as you can see, because I haven't applied it to the quilt yet, I still don't have any of the blocks there. We do have some quick selection options here, and I'm going to pick the northeast quadrant, and then I'm going to apply that block to the quilt. So I really like how this kind of just lights up the quilt. I think that if I put the binding in here, it's going to help contain it. So I'm going to pick the E fabric, which is my yellow binding fabric, and I'm going to apply a binding to it. Save your work. And if you kind of want to see what that would look like as a quilt, you can just download the image, and how you can just download this JPEG. And then you can see what it looks like right here. This actually becomes a very handy and excellent quilt map for when you're assembling the quilt top. You can also download the different colors as well as how many blocks that you need of each. If you are on an upgraded account with Prequilt, you can also use the fabric requirements button to tell you how much fabric you will need of each of the colors. This feature is available on the paid basic accounts, so I could see that I need 75 with this HST, which is made up with Aquarius and Cadet. And if I expand to show the details, you can see that with a 42-inch width of fabric, I'm going to need about a yard. It's always good to round up. This is pretty exact math, and we know that fabric isn't exact, so round up. I'll get a yard and a quarter. You can also change the width of fabric too. If you have something that's very narrow, or if you have just a fat quarter, you can change the width to that, and it'll tell you how much you need. So I'm going to go back to the 42. So it's going to be a little bit more of a yard of the Aquarius and Cadet, and a little less than half a yard for Azure and China Blue. And the final thing that it's always good to do is just name your quilt. Save it. So thank you for joining me in this little demo, and I look so forward to seeing what you are all doing with Prequilt. So make sure you share it with us, and thank you for your time. Have a good day. Bye.